Hey everyone, it's Lieutenant Dan. Welcome back. It's Zero to Hero, where I take my DayZ character from nothing all the way to a walking tank. So if you've been following, and if you haven't, we're at episode 3. We're coming up on Old Tent City here. So we're trying to take our character from, we're about near Gorka, and we want to get to the airfield. That's our main destination. That's where you find the best loot. So far we found an AK in the last episode at the military checkpoint we were just at. There's 3 tents there. So they'll spawn some good loot, but we want to make our way inland, so we're going to leave the military checkpoint. And we're going to head past Gorka. So, Gorka is actually a really good city for loot because they have a police station there, and you can go to the police station. If you haven't been to a police station, they have 2 floors, and there are 3 different rooms that often will spawn firearms. They'll spawn the 9mm pistols, a couple different variants like the Makarov and the CZ95. And then they'll also spawn the Scorpion submachine gun. Ammo for the Scorpion is rather plentiful. The 380 auto rounds. So that's a decent submachine gun to pick up to start if you find it. We're going to swap out these pants. Alright, so I just went from 4 slots in my pants up to 6. Not bad. Anytime you can find clothing that offers better protection from the elements or more pockets, go for it. So back to Gorka. It's got a pretty good spawn situation there. The other firearm you can get at the police station is a shotgun. They have a sort of a short assault pump shotgun with 4-grip. Shotguns make a lot of noise. They have a lot of stopping power, but you know the zombies go down quick enough that unless you're really into shotguns, I wouldn't particularly recommend it. Best thing you can do when you're at Gorka, if you're in the police station, is hop servers. People do that. I'm not necessarily recommending it, but if you haven't done this before, basically if you find yourself in an area that has a lot of loot spawn, like the police station, you check it out, you get all the loot, and then there's nothing there. Instead of leaving and trying to find another place, you can just switch to a different server, and it'll be all new loot that you can take. The downside of this is that it takes a while to switch servers because they kind of time you out for a little bit. The developers do that on purpose because they don't really want people to be able to do that very easily. So it's kind of a checks and balance between giving the player freedom but also not being able to kind of break the game. So if you spawn over and over different servers, you can kind of loot up pretty good out of a police station. You should be able to walk away with some decent 9mm ammo, a 9mm pistol, and if you're lucky enough, a silencer for the 9mm pistol. Pistol holsters will also you find at the police stations a lot. Those are very helpful if you don't have a vest. A pistol holster goes in one of your wearable item slots and kind of just gives you added inventory space to holster the pistol on your chest. I'm being followed now. Oh yeah, I'm being followed. Let's go. Chop, chop, chop. Yeah, you got a hit on me, so I'll use some rags. Rags are very important. You always want to make sure you have. You don't need a ton of rags, but I don't know, 5, somewhere around 5 is good to have. Anywhere from 5 to 10. I think more than 10 is probably where we're doing it. You can cut up clothes to make rags. Not all clothes. Some of the bigger, heavier clothing won't produce rags. My water bottle's empty. So rags obviously bandage you if you get into a little fist fight with the zombies, but they're also important because you use them to craft a couple of different things. If you need to craft a fireplace, you usually use rags. And then also if you break your leg or break your arm, you can craft a splint with rags and sticks. So a fireplace and splints are kind of two different things that you usually will kind of need early on when you get into fights with zombies and they break your legs. And then it's pouring rain and you don't have a raincoat. You get hypothermia and die. It's no bueno. So we're making our way along. So I'm actually not going to go to Gorka because I don't want to raid the police station thing. I just want to skip on past and make my way to the tent city. Kind of check out some things along the way. So ladders are very dangerous. Take a big risk kind of going up ladders. Found a little scope there. They're a little glitchy. If you fall from any bit of height, it often results in at least a broken leg and usually death. So that's a fair warning. Be advised when using ladders. So I'm making my way through the fields, and I want to get to the military tent at Stary Sobor. There's two cities, Novi Sobor and Stary Sobor, that are right next to each other. And Stary Sobor, they're further west of the two, has a cluster of, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, well, 5. There's 6 tents. Thereabouts. Maybe 5. Yeah, 5 tents. And then they'll usually spawn better loot than the tents that are at the smaller roadside checkpoints that only have 3 tents. Those checkpoints seem far less likely to spawn rifles. But the tents at Novi Sobor, Stary Sobor, they'll definitely hook you up. Usually you find SKS around there. SKS it's a good rifle in the sense that it fires the AK round, 7.62 by 39. And that ammunition is fairly plentiful. It says Russia after all. So, yeah, SKS it's a good rifle to have until you get an AK or an M4. Kind of check where we're at here. Alright. That's looking good. So that church that you could see off in the distance on the left side there, that is the church at Novi. Novi church has a water pump right outside of it. There's also a police station in Novi Sobor as well. Oh. So, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done this. But hopefully we'll be able to change out that top soon enough. Your bright orange is a tad bit better than bright red. But this jacket's actually not waterproof, so if I get caught in the rain, might get in trouble. So we're skipping right past Novi, and off in the distance you can see that water tower. That water tower is, there we go, right next to Tent City. Always a lot of zombies around too, so be prepared for that. Nice, nice. There we go. As promised, there's our SKS. So the other good thing about the SKS, there we go, I just chambered the ammunition, is that it has an internal magazine. So you don't have to scavenge around and try and find a detachable magazine for it just to be able to use it. It holds 10 rounds. So smaller clip size than an AK. Ooh. The FNX 45 with a silencer, that's a great find. The downside of finding that pistol is the ammo's rare. So 45, it's cool. 45 is definitely cooler than a 9mm. It's got more stopping power. But when you can't find ammo for it, who the hell cares? So my advice, just stick with a 9mm pistol. If you're lucky enough to get a bunch of 45 ammo early on, and you find a 45 pistol, by all means. I'm damp right now. Get that fireplace going I was telling you about. So you can cut the bark off the tree and you'll create a hand drill kit. So if you don't have matches, you don't really need them to start a fire. The tree will provide you with a hand drill kit. Cub Scout style. That's how we roll. Alright, so I've made my fireplace with my rags and sticks. Just gotta find a place to put it down. And presto, we have a fire. I think we'll end here. Catch us next time on Zero to Hero, where we find the military tents and get that loot. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, click like. Please subscribe to my channel. You'll always stay up to date with all the new videos.